All right, guys, let's go ahead and get rolling. Happy Wednesday, June 11th, coming to you alive, feeling fresh, feeling well left in this La Quinta, aka House of Dreams, you guys. So we're going to get rolling. We're going to talk about the market today. We're going to talk about some things that are happening locally as well as nationally. I'm also going to share some really important updates about fast real estate, where we are. The rankings for Real Trends just came out. And so if you're a guest, bear with me with that part of it. But I'm going to go to Glenn. Glenn, you're middle of my screen. So I have you, big dog. Bring us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful day. Share with us your thoughts, your sentiment, and just go ahead and take the floor, my man. The floor is all yours. So Glenn, bring us on out, big dog.
Awesome. Hey, you know what? It is a market, right? It is absolutely a market out there. And I am getting asked several times a day, hey, how is the market? Make sure you are ready to answer that question. Nothing shows how professional we are and how amazing we are when we have a really, really spot on how's the market answer. So be ready for both buyers and sellers. Know your neighborhoods, know where you're working. And if you're in a neighborhood that you're not used to and they're asking you how's the market, tell them about the market that you know. And be willing to just jump in and do whatever it takes to get that answer for them.
Yeah, and so okay, so Glenn, stay here with me. For the people that don't feel like they know enough about the market, what do you advise to them? Say are new in this. What do you advise to them?
The best thing to do is jump in and just look at your neighborhood. Look at where you live or where you grew up or both, and find out how many homes are on the market today, how many have sold in the last 7 days, 14 days. Look at the last 2 months and see how things have changed. If you go to your association, so whether you're part of Bay East or um, Bridge or Berries or whatever it is, go to those sites, use the resources. They have data that will go back in history. Look at where where we are today versus where we were last year. Honest, it doesn't, dude. Jump into ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, how's the market? And it will tell you, have a conversation. Just be ready to have that smart conversation, because if you can't answer that, how, if you say it's good, you just lost it. Or you say it's tough, you lost it. If right, those single answers don't do it. Show them how smart you really are.
Glenn, I really appreciate this. We're going to talk a lot more about this in just a moment. And thank you for setting the sentiment. Listen, it is your responsibility and it's your obligation to make sure that you understand this market at a very high level and that you can communicate and spit some fire to your consumer, right? There's people on this call right now. I know if I called on you, you could spit some fire about the industry. Now, if you're that person like, oh, Elias, don't call on me, I don't know, shame on you. Shame on you. We have a responsibility. And the responsibility is simple. Read about the industry daily and to be able to practice that and articulate that to a consumer. It's pretty easy doing enough of that, but you say you want to, serve consumers at the highest level. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because it's not backed up. And so, Glenn, I appreciate you sharing, appreciate the sentiment. You guys, let's get right into the conversation for today. I prepared some things, I did some screenshots, and let me go right into this. I'm going to pull some stuff up on my computer really quick. All right, so we're going to talk about the market as always. And let me pull this up so I have this on my screen. All right, cool. Let's get right into the conversation. Boom, bam, we're in news update live. Tons of things going on in the market, tons of things that are happening in the industry, and tons of things that are happening with our company specifically. Now, if you're a guest on the line, please bear with me because I am going to talk about fast real estate. I typically don't talk about our company overall. However, in this case, I'm going to because it applies to what we're going to talk about. I believe this. If you are on this team and you're associated with our environment, there is no better company that is positioned to handle asset management better than our team. And what I mean by that is the resources, the amount of homes that we've sold, the knowledge, the expertise, the relationships that we've built in the Bay Area, the Central Valley, and Sacramento rival the very best of the best. And I'm not just talking about the best of the best in our market. I'm talking about we go head to head with the top companies in this industry from coast to coast. from north to south, from east to west. There is nobody more equipped in the Bay Area to handle asset management than Fast Real Estate. Come at me. And the reason why I say this is because the numbers speak for themselves. Your guys' level of production, understanding of the market, what we have been able to accomplish last year, the year before, and then year to date, I promise you, you guys are the best of the best in the entire industry. So I want to pause there for a second. I want to edify for a second. I want you guys to know the type of environment that you are in right now. This is powerful. This is beyond measure. And so you guys have an opportunity to say, you know what? I'm a champion. Meaning I'm on a championship team, but you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to play like a champion, to practice like a champion, to run your routes like a champion, to practice your dialogue like a champion. It's nothing cool about being a fast agent that is unproductive. Right? You could rock the flag all day long and be like, oh, I'm a fast agent. I don't really care. What I care is about the people that are a fast agent that are actually productive. That's cool. That says something about yourself. So if you're going to rock this flag, wear it with honor. Do it and say, it's a privilege to be on a team that does this amount of real estate transactions every single year, that helps so many people build wealth in their families. That's what this is all about. And I want to share this with you guys because it's really, really important. So recently, the Real Trends report came out, and this is super, super important. I want to share this with you guys because I want you to see where you guys rank. Now, we're going to be doing an official video here soon. That way you guys can all share this on social media, but I'm going to give you guys some raw data right now. For the state of California, last year, ranked in volume, Team Fast came in. Check this out, you guys. Let me let two more people in the waiting room in. Team Fast came in at number 8 in the entire state. And I want that to sit with you for a moment. We're talking about the Compasses of the world. We're talking about the KWs of the world, Coldwell Banker. And then know that we are 5 years in as a team, as a company, and to see that we are number 8 in the entire state for sales volume. You guys did that. We think about where we are at in the United States of America across every single brokerage out there, every single name. We are number 25 for sales volume in the entire United States of America. And I want you to think about that. How many brokerages are out there? How many teams are out there? And I'm not just talking about EXP. I'm talking about the industry at large. Our company is number 25 across every single brokerage out there. Now, my hope is that you feel my level of passion, my level of energy, and my level of excitement, because I don't try to brag. I show up, we work our ass off. You guys are out there taking action. You guys are taking scared, gritty, imperfect action, but you're doing it consistently. And that's what puts us on these fucking leaderboards. I'm going to share a couple more with you. Mega teams, let me see, is this a repeat? No, this is I actually duplicated this. It's all good. Wait, what's this one? Oh, right side, sorry. This is units. On the right side, what you'll see is that our company came in number 7 in the state for units. Number 7 in the entire state for units. Now, we're going to be sharing this at our mid-year review. We're going to be sharing this internally. We're also going to be doing a really cool reel for you guys to share this. But once again, there is no other team and company in the Central Valley, Bay Area, and Stockton that is better positioned to handle asset management than Fast Real Estate. Does that make sense, you guys? If you're our team member, how does that make you feel? Take yourself off of mute. I want to hear from you guys. And don't be shy. Share.
We're such baddies. Look at that.
We are such baddies, which is a word I've probably never used, but yes, I agree. What else, you guys? How does that make you feel? Let's share.
What I think of is what I really like about the team, and I think it's dope, is that it when you see all the success around you and all the people having success, it makes you feel like I got to keep pace. I gotta get out there. I gotta work because I see so much success, and I think that if other people are feeling that way, that's probably part of the reason for the success. And I personally enjoy it and thrive on it. So it just seems like, it makes sense to me that we are positioned like that, because you guys, I mean, there's a lot of winners on this team. So
You know, Aaron, I love this because listen, you're either going to raise your own standards when you see other people performing at a high level. And it's not comparison, it's saying, you know what? Yeah, I got more in the tank. I can do a little bit more. Or what it will do is it'll expose your inadequacies. And at that time, and at that crossroads, you have a choice. You have a choice. You're either going to change it, step in, step up to the power, play like a champion, or you're going to say, you know what? I can't have my inefficiencies glaring. I can't be on this team anymore. I promise you, that's how you have to look at this. I'm either going to rise and I'm going to play like a champion, or I'm going to have my inadequacies exposed, and I can't have them exposed because I don't want to work on it, right? But I believe if you're in this room, you want to grow, you want to achieve, you want to be better, you want to reach for more, you want to unlock more. That's why you are here. So I appreciate that sentiment, Aaron. Let's go to Brianna and let's go to Glenn, and we'll shift gears on the conversation because obviously your boy's been up for a few hours and I'm excited. So Brianna, what you got for us?
I mean, proud. I'm proud to be on this team, and getting on this team, I've been able to borrow everybody's confidence until I was able to make it my own. And that is why we are who we are. We're freaking baddies, as Antu said.
Okay,
That's male
baddies.
and female.
I
So
love it. I love it. Male and females. I appreciate the distinction. Really quick before I go over to Glenn, I'm going to go to Ashley. Ashley, put something in the chat down below. I want you to share your sentiment versus having me read it. Please share your sentiment of what you typed into the chat.
Good morning. I went on ChatGPT and I was like, I wonder if there's any studies that prove this. Sure enough, there really is. Stanford research on the power of peers. This study showed that surrounding yourself with high-performing individuals can improve your own performance by setting a new norm. It worked because of something called social proof. We subconsciously model our behavior on people around us.
I think it is so true. And I appreciate you putting that into ChatGPT live while we're here on the call. And so really, really good stuff. Before I go to Glenn, ladies first, I'm gonna go to Julia and then we'll go to Otis. So we'll go Julia, Glenn, Otis. Julia, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I'm so pumped and I'm so excited to be back on the team, and you guys are doing amazing, and it's just a lot of it is credited to the culture that you guys have built, and you and the leaders are all so helpful and just very easy to talk to, abundance driven, and it's all a trickle down effect. And I've been on my own for a while. I've been on another really great team, Brett Jennings, with EXP, and it's just what you guys bring, and then also every agent that's on the team brings so much culture and so much, like, I just feel open and able to share things about the market, and it's not competitive. And that is definitely attributing to the success that you guys are having right now, or that we're having right now. So just really happy to be a part of the team again.
I so appreciate right now how you fixed your words. You're saying that you guys are having, no. You are a part of this team. You are part of our success. You are a part of our contributions and how we're going to show up in our industry. So Julia, welcome back. It's really nice to have you back in our environment. So Julia and I started a formal coaching relationship. And then she's like, well, I'm just going to join the team. So now we still have that formal coaching relationship. So I'm really excited to have you back on the team. So Glenn, what do you got for us, big dog? Thoughts, sentiment? Go ahead and share with us. And we're going to turn it over to Otis and we're going to get right into the discussion. Let's roll.
Yeah, I came to this team at the beginning of the year. And before I came here, I mean, I've done it all. I've been independent. I've been part of another team. And when I first experienced Team Fast, I was like, holy crap. I did not even know that type of camaraderie and lifting each other up was possible. I was used to being in a room where I was the eagle, and I was the one that's flying around going, "Hey, come on, guys, let's all fly!" And people are like, "No, we're turkeys, and we're penguins. We just chill down here. We're okay down here. Why don't you come down with us?" And I went into a room where there were other eagles, where there are rocket ships, where there are satellites, where people far above me, and I am not surprised to see where we are on the rankings. And moving the team fast has been one of the greatest moves of my life. I went from being good to just being freaking amazing. And I love this team. I love being part of it. And I love all of you.
I love it. And I appreciate we are satellites, we are rockets, we are orbiting this universe. I absolutely love it. And you guys, listen, I'm not here to make this a whole team fast pitch in any way, shape, or form. But when we're talking about the market, we're talking about no other team better suited to handle asset management for consumers in the Bay Area. That and in Central Valley and Sacramento, that is the type of energy that I want you walking into a meeting having. I don't care if you've sold one property or if you've sold 100 properties. There needs to be this bravado, this swag about you. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad that you asked about my credibility, my history, my sales. I'm so glad that you asked, because let me share with you, that is the type of swag that I want you to have, because that energy will speak loud. Before you even fucking say a word, you walk in that you got this. Lisa called me the other day. She's like, oh my God, I'm a little nervous. I got a $2 million buyer. It's the largest transaction or largest, price point I've ever worked in, so on and so forth. I said, what's different? Nothing's fucking different. Go out there and run your route. You do what you do, have the same level of energy, and you go out there and handle your business, right? And she went out there and handled her business. So really good stuff, Glenn. Orbiting in the stratosphere. I love that. That's where my head is. Otis, rapid fire on this big dog. Take us home, and then we're going to shift gears. And then, Christina. I don't want to forget Christina. I saw her hand up at one point. Otis, what do you got for us?
Those stats, first and foremost, are mind-blowing. When you think about that, just the heavy-hitting names, the other brokerages, some of those been around for almost 100 years, 50 years, 25 years. We've only been at it 5 and number 8. So just imagine for half of that, a third of that time period that they have. So congratulations to Kenny. I can only imagine. I know he doesn't show too much emotion, but I can only imagine what it feels like seeing his company that he built, pretty much from scratch. And, really kudos to those original 13 agents, and you guys for building up the scale to make room for the rest of us. Because if it wasn't for you guys' early success, none of us will be here. And ever since I've been on the team, I don't know what it's like to be anywhere else. So, I mean, I know that I've seen so many people, that's on this call. We just had a few, just say something that have left and come back. So I don't know what the other side looks like, but I can always tell you that they say it's not greener on that other side. And shout out to everybody that puts in the production, puts in the time to get us where we're at. I just think that it's mind blowing, like, the fact that we have such a huge team and how it works together. Like everything flows, people get into their own little shelters with other people and teammates, and just the collaborativeness. Like it's always been a team that collaborates, but just literally in the last year alone, look how many more partnerships and how many more people are coming together. So I love what we built here. I always pitch that, even if I wasn't a part of this team, I just think with Kenny and with you guys, Build Elias, the coaching, all the programs, you'd be an idiot not to want to join. And I don't mean that in no pun intended. It's just like, where else will you get this high level of intensity, high level of everything, high level of people just wanting to help? We let our doors open to other people, to other brokerages, and we don't even care. It's like, in a sports world, you don't want to show nobody your playbook, right? Because you don't want or your practice to see what you're doing. But it's just a kudos to this team. Like even when we come here and being able to express our feelings, sometimes we don't even talk real estate, we talk life. And
Right.
just the little things, like me even being able to go out and bake and come in, and just chill and relax and not being looked upon, or being able just to be me unapologetically. So I love this team with every part of me, and I'm always going to be loyal to it, because I look around at everything I have, this car, these other cars that I've given other people, this house, other house. Like real estate's changed my life, and it's not only real estate. I got to stop saying real estate. I want to say real estate and Team Fast, because this team is everything. So we got to start getting these downlines in and start getting people to join, because we need to get them numbers up.
That's right, my man. You know what? Listen, you guys, Kenny doesn't express much emotion. He relies on me to express the emotion for the company. And that's just always been our dynamic. Like it doesn't mean as much to him as it means to me. And that's just the way that we're wired, right? He looks at the numbers like, it's okay. Like for me, like I'm in the production side of the business. My job is to push the business forward. His job is to be the visionary and be the Walt Disney. And then he has an Imagineer to bring the vision to life. And so when we talk, it doesn't matter as much to him. Yeah, it's nice to see it, but he relies on us to carry that and to be the emotion for him. He's all logic, I'm all emotion, but it's been a really, really good partnership, obviously, and we've been working together for 6 years. And so it's exciting to be here, you guys. I want to share that with you. And it's exciting to see a lot of our friends in the industry that are part of our advisory board, meaning the Kyle Whistles of the world, the Parker Pemberton of the world, the Colby Colbison of the world. Those are people, the Dan Beers, the Jeremy Larsons. It's not just coming from Kenny and I, very, very high level. And we get to pull ideas from different people, different brokerages, different organizations. And so we have an advisory board that we're always tapping into to find new ways, new efficiencies, what training is going to be the most impactful for you guys. And so this is what keeps me going. How can I continue to impact you guys from a coaching aspect? What can I do to continue to tap into your psyche, tap into your heart, that then is going to lead to you guys producing more results for your family? That is my constant, right? And I'm always searching and I'm always finding new ways to come correct for you guys. So you guys, first off, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being a student of coaching, and thank you for being open and minded enough to receive information from me. So you guys, let's cruise on. Ashley, I saw this today. You posted this on social media, so I'm actually going to pass the mic over to you. So I was able to just screenshot this, put this into my presentation, and then there it is. So purchase application data update up 10% week to week, 20% year over year, 19 weeks of year over year growth. Kind of give me your synopsis of this, your overview of this, and your takeaway. And it's good to see that you either took a shower this morning or you hit the swimming pool. Either one, you were in some type of water today. So let's go, Ash.
I have been swimming. I'm back swimming, so I'm making that a constant. So even with elevated rates, we're working from historical low levels in purchase volume, but we are showing 20% up year over year in purchase growth, which means people are out there buying houses at an elevated rate, even with elevated interest rates. So I'm going to drop another photo in the chat. There it is. And this is from an article from Housing Wire from Logan Monashini. He's a huge resource for me. If you don't follow him on social media, if you're new to real estate and you need someone to tell you what to say to clients, this guy will give you a good heartbeat on the market. So I highlighted what's important. We should expect year over year growth in existing home sales from July to November. That was not the case last year with elevated rates, or the year before. With elevated rates, we were not seeing growth in purchase volume. This year we are already, and he's saying based on the data, we should expect to keep seeing that. This is super promising with these interest rates. And then at the last line, he says, just imagine what would happen if mortgage rates range from 5.75 to 6.25 for any duration of time. We're already seeing growth. We're already seeing purchase volumes come up. If interest rates drop just a little bit, it's going to just accelerate. So yes, we do have listings on the market. We have some inventory on the market. Buyers are getting incredible deals right now, but also there's more buyers out there.
God, I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. So you guys, let's continue cruising on. I got another one here. I saw this from Vanessa Vo, and I thought this was really important for us to look at and kind of evaluate and kind of unpack and look at the age of the buyers. The biggest demographic of people that are purchasing a home right now, the 24%, that is the age range of 45 to 59. Okay. So when I put this up here, I want you to think about your strategies, your videos. How are you speaking to that demographic? Like, what is the biggest, does this say the age of the biggest homeowner age is 60 to 69? Am I seeing that right, Glenn? Sorry, it's really close. All right,
Yeah.
so 60 to 69, and then 45 to 59, which is absolutely crazy. So when you think about this, how much of your content is speaking directly to these people? How are you sharing this information? How are you speaking to this demographic? What type of content speaks directly to these age groups? And so it's understanding where we are, who's buying, understanding the nuances, patterns, and conditions of the market, and then being able to speak directly to it. I'm curious, what do you guys think when you see stats like this? when you go back over to these stats here, where does your mind go? Tell me about your thoughts and where your mind goes. Ashley, you threw your hand up really quick.
That was super interesting to me because I don't know, are these first time home buyers? Are these not first time home buyers? But my gut looking at that tells me that these are move up buyers. These are not first time home buyers. And I market directly to first time home buyers a lot, but this definitely changes the messaging that I might have because a lot of these people are selling their house, moving to another one and need a strategist. So speak to that.
Totally. So I want to know more of this data, right? I want to go further down this rabbit hole. What I want to know is the 60 or the 26%, are those people purchasing larger houses or are they purchasing smaller houses? I would venture to guess based on the age that they're moving into smaller places. Now, my next question of this data is, are they moving into the same similar town, driving that market upwards? Are they moving to places like Arizona, Idaho, Washington, so on and so forth? So there's more data that needs to be told there, but I appreciate what Ashley says. She's like looking at her messaging and saying, most of it was for first-time home buyers, but based on the chart, that's not who's purchasing homes in the largest category. So good stuff, Ashley. Let's go to Evangeline, then I'm going to get to all of the hands because obviously this is a good conversation.
I mean, I think that when you shared that and you're talking about our messaging, we really need to think about also like consumer habits based on that age, right? Because realistically, marketing on like Instagram Reels or TikTok to those in the 60 demographic is not realistic. So if you're changing your messaging for that demographic, I think it has to go a little bit more old school to fit that consumer behavior. So that door knocking, the magazines, Facebook's a really big place where I see a lot of that type of consumer behavior. And I think another thing to think of is like at that age range, and as Ashley said, if they're typically like second home, right, moving away, they likely already have their own realtor they have relationship with. So how are you going to position yourself to get that business instead of their like long-term friend that they haven't spoke to in X amount of years?
Yeah, and Evangeline, I really appreciate this vantage point. And statistics state that 86% of consumers do not use their realtor that helped them purchase their first house. 86%. Because unfortunately, a lot of realtors don't do a great job with following up and having that person in their life as a consumer for life, right? They looked at it as a transaction. I work with tons of teams across the US. And what I find, I had a girl that did 110 transactions last year alone, 110 by herself. I said, okay, cool. Are all of your past clients from your past 5 years on some type of home valuation, home bot, Real Scout, whatever it is? She's like, no. I said, are they in a CRM? She said, no. So Evangeline, so your eyes right there, she's in the moment. She's in the pocket, right? But when we go back, there's over 400 people that she has closed on a home in the last 5 years, and they're not set up on some type of campaign. So like you said, when you go door knocking, when you look at those older demographics, people that have positive equity, have been in their homes for 20 years, those are the types of people that are probably thinking. When you see all these yard signs this time of year, people graduating, the kids have their little signs in the yard, that is a great opportunity. Hi, hey, how are you? Listen, I just want to stop by. Not too sure what your plans are. I see that your kid is graduating from college or from high school. Congratulations. What are your guys' plans with the home in the next couple of years? Are you staying put? Are you moving? What's the plans? Have those conversations because those are the people that probably have the highest propensity to move, downsize, or go somewhere else, you guys. So let's go, Julia. What do you got for us? She's like, call on me, motherfucker. Let's go. Find that mute button. Let's roll. All right. Well, she finds that. No. All you have to do is swipe and then it will appear. We'll come back to you because I don't want you to not miss this opportunity to share and contribute. All right. Let's go, Aaron.
You know what? What immediately comes to mind is Proposition 19. So that's one where these older people can transfer. If you're 55 and older, you can transfer your tax base from your current home to whatever home as long as it's equal value. And so you got a lot of people who bought their house after 2008 that are on like 150,000 tax base. Well, they're not going to sell that house because they don't want a $1 million tax base or $700,000 tax base. And so now is the time where they're kind of thinking about it. And then also, I think that people have come to the realization that the rates are just the rates, and I got to focus on my payment, and so I'm going to start buying and get a little less afraid. But I think that older demographics, a lot of it probably has to do with downsizing, but also because they have the ability to transfer their tax base, and that is huge. And then with regards to the realtors, I mean, it's a fact of life. But like my mom, who's in her 70s, who could consider selling, but she just is transplanted. Her agent is dead. Like there's agents that are not in the business, that are dead, that were helping that past generation of buyers that are just not around anymore. So those people don't know who to talk to. And like Evangeline was saying, like knocking on doors is probably the most effective way of getting a hold of them. Because like in my mom's neighborhood, you just walk down the street, they're all just sitting in lawn chairs in the driveway. Like, so it's fascinating. And I didn't realize it was that much. I helped a few people when I was on the loan side transfer. They moved from the Bay Area out to like Folsom, El Dorado Hills, and they were able to transfer their tax bases, and they just keep hinting and hawing about it. And so I think there's an opportunity, especially in the Bay Area, for people to move out of the Bay Area to the foothills, to the outer, communities for a quiet life. And the transferring of tax base is just a huge motivating factor.
You know, and I absolutely love this, because here's a dialogue that I think more of us need to use. When you come across these people that have equity, that have lived in their homes for many years, maybe it's too big of a house, whatever the case is, the conversation should be, Mr. Johnson, who's the person in your corner right now helping you leverage the mass amounts of equity that you built in your home? Who's that person? Right? You are the specialist. You're the one that can help them diversify. You're the one that can help them take some of that equity and purchase another home, diversify, buy their kids a house, whatever that is. But that needs to be the conversation. So it's almost like you're a portfolio manager. How can you help them? Maybe it is a move. Maybe it is selling that asset, or maybe it's helping them diversify that asset and helping them leverage mass amounts of equity that they built in the home. That type of dialogue puts you in a different category of being able to serve these consumers. Let's go, Julia. Let's try and find that that mute button again.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, sorry, I
There it
have an
is. There it
incoming call
is.
coming in. That's why it was so hard to press any buttons. But now is the time, I think, for us to make sure that we're strategizing who we're building relationships with. I have a few clients this year coming from relationships that I've built by feeding into the community of like senior living homes and making sure that I'm marketing to them. And then with those relationships, making sure that you have all of your vendors kind of lined up and ready to go, because the pitch for that demographic is, how can I make your life easier? What I can be a one-stop shop for you. If you tell me exactly what your plans are, I can, set up an estate sale. I can help you get rid of things. I can do all of these things so you don't have to do it. And only thing you have to worry about is getting your personal items and moving in and making that transition easier. But building communities and making sure that you feed into that community all the time with like, come in, bring treats, host a fitness class for the elderly people in the senior center. So that is stuff that my business partner and I have been doing for a long time, and it's been paying off really well. So I recommend that. And then also stuff that I should be doing is like going on YouTube, because a lot of people in that demographic are moving to be closer to their grandkids, and they're moving to be closer to family out here. And you're always going to have people, yeah, maybe they might be leaving the Bay, but a lot of them are coming in and being closer to family. So maybe just make sure that we are on YouTube a little bit more, and then talking about those processes and giving your exact pitch that you would pitch an elderly person moving to a senior home, or somewhere along those lines, and have it on YouTube. Because even if they're not on those places, someone that they know is on YouTube looking, and sending them information on how to get there. Their kids are on YouTube. So yeah, that's all.
But I absolutely love this contribution, and I love that Glenn just put in 50% of home buyer base are / were 49 years old, 67% were 35 years or older. 2 of my current listings come from senior partner referrals. So really good stuff, Julie. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you for being here. Stephanie, let's go over to you. What's your thoughts, contribution? Then we'll go Lisa, then we'll go Otis. What do we got?
So I just wanted to share on that graphic that you showed, the age of the home buyers, the biggest demographic was 60 to 69-year-olds, right? So those are the baby boomers. So the silver tsunami is happening. We're seeing all of these life changes. I work a lot with first-time home buyers, but lately I have had a lot of move-up buyers or downsizing buyers. So what I'm seeing is people are going through life changes, retirement, death of a spouse. I've had that a lot lately. Wanting to downsize their homes, moving in, parents wanting to sell their homes to move in with their children because it's so expensive now. So we're seeing households consolidate now, right? So I've been doing a lot of bridge scenarios. I've been doing a lot of potential, buy if people looking into selling their house and buying. So those are 2 transactions we can have. And I think a lot of us, we market to the first time home buyers, but life is changing right now. And the silver tsunami, the baby boomers are ready to make moves. So that is a huge market that we really need to capture because it's happening right now. I'm also seeing a lot of divorce that's happening. So unfortunately, but I do get a lot of that as well. Households are splitting. So there's a lot of changes that are going on. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to get in and just keep in mind there are bridge loans for people who are hesitant to make that move right now. The bridge loans will allow them to tap into their equity they have now so that they can make a move, buy another house before they sell this house. Okay. And for you guys, it's 2 transactions and for us too. Right. So don't forget bridge loans exist. You just have to have a good amount of equity in them too. And there's different types. There's some bridge loans where you can pay it monthly. There's some bridge loans that don't have a payment for a couple months. So it allows them time to be able to put their house on the market, sell their house, or sorry, buy a house, fix their house, sell it, put it on the market. And so there's different options for bridge loans as well. It's not a one size fits all. So just know that there's plenty of options out there for everyone.
I absolutely love this. And you guys, we're going through this same exact scenario. Ashley knows, firsthand. And like, how do we purchase a house that has a casita for my mother-in-law? But then also, do we do a tiny house, right? Do we buy land? Do we build? So we're like weighing out our options right now because grandma's getting older. And then in about 7 years, my mom wants to retire. She wants to move up here. So we're thinking about the same thing that we're experiencing right now in that demographic. We're experiencing that in our own family. So really good stuff, Steph. Let's go, Lisa. Then we'll go Otis, and then we'll go H-Bomb, and then that's going to be the last for this subject. Let's go, Lisa.
It's so funny because I'm actually sitting here with one of my best friends. She's a nurse.
Hi, best friend.
Say hi. She's a nurse, and she works with the demographic that we're talking about right now. And she's like, oh my gosh, I have so many clients that need help transitioning. There's so many selling houses and they don't know where to go. They have lots of stuff in their home. So I'm going to sit down with her, powwow for a minute, and put out a game plan. But when we did our intensity project too, our next thing is going to be connecting with the senior center in Vallejo or Fairfield. And we're going to host an event and also bring out vendors and sponsors that will be able to help them. And I think that's going to be my main thing going forward, especially where I live in Sacramento. There's a huge community in Pocket. So that's what I plan on capitalize, just working on more and more.
Love it. I love that you have firsthand knowledge that your friend is there, that this is the industry that she's in, and that's what we're talking about. So really good stuff, Lisa. You tell her I said hi. Let's go Heather, and then, no, excuse me, Otis, and then we'll go Heather. Otis, what do we got for him, big dog?
All really great points. Steph has some really good fire too. I mean, you have all these life-changing events. But most people don't understand, people between 60 and 69, they just want friends. They want somebody to talk to. So start an initial conversation, and a lot of people said, few good things. I forgot who said it, but they said a good thing is said how can I make things easier? There's a lot of stuff being on people's plate. A lot of people don't understand that. It's something I'm trying to get my mom to understand. She thinks she could just keep running up these credit cards. She has a house that's fully paid off. She doesn't need to be working a second job. But, that old school mentality mindset is what keeps a lot of people, I think, from selling, because they don't know they're sitting on a boatload of cash. They don't know that if they're married, they have about $500,000, I'm saying, before capital gains is involved. Or if you're single, there's 250. So it's like, hey, Elias, I know you're doing this. I know you want some walking around money. I know you mentioned some things about your mother and your brother, and you want to make sure they're secure too. So I would advise us, Lily, going over some things. Now, I'm not a financial expert, but I can also arrange that so they can back up some of my claims, and they can even help you further on with investments and stuff down the line. But at the end of the day, I think that you mentioned these places for your mom. Let's make sure that if we can find, a 2-bedroom, so therefore, if maybe both the mothers get along, maybe they can help each other, so that could take a little bit of burden off of you and your wife having to go to the house all the time, and make sure they're not alone, because that's one of the biggest things that I go through. I take care of my 85-year-old grandma, and I get roasted all the time, like, where are you at? Why aren't you here? So they want that comfortability, and you have to put yourself in that mindset that some of these people are going to be making half the money that they were making because of retirement on a fixed income. So, most people try to shoot them to the mobile homes, but I feel so fearful for that because of that. These people don't know that they can buy out the unit, but it's still going to be that $1,000 a month for that rent space. So certain things that you have to know, just when you're working with that demographic, but the numbers were mind blowing. So I need to start reapproaching my marketing skills, not only the door knocking, but knowing where they're at, the bingo halls, going to the coffee shops, the nail salons, the places where they at, you know what I mean? Pulling up to the grocery store and, hey, I'm here for the next 10 seniors. I want to help out and buy some groceries or help out with a few things, little things to show that you care. Because I think at the end of the day, whether you're working with the buyer or seller, everybody's, in that sense, when you get a call from the lender, then you're getting 60. If you get a call from a realtor, then you got like 5 people vying for your business. So the fact that you're going to be giving them something or being there for them, I think that those baby boomers work a lot big on that with the trust. So I think that's a good thing right there.
I really appreciate this. And so it's almost because if you're on the team, and Joellen did a really good job at this, when she was on the team, like building resource guides for people that are transitioning, right? Like, what are the things that Lisa can learn from her friend that's a nurse? Commonly asked questions for people that are transitioning in their life. Well, then you put those things into a high note, and then you make videos stating that, hey, if you're a homeowner between this age and this age, then I've created something for you that's going to help you. If you've ever thought about selling the house, the things that you need to know, opportunities for you, so on and so forth, like build these guides out that you can share with consumers in the future. So before, I don't know which article you're referring to, Ashley, but Blessing will make sure to find that. But I do have an article for you I wanted to share with you because I think this is powerful. So every single day, I don't care who you are on this call, you should be spending 25 minutes a day understanding the reality of the real estate market locally as well as nationally. Listen, you don't have to be 100% an expert, but you have to be able to have depth in your dialogue. The only way that you're going to have depth is by reading and understanding the nuances, conditions, and the patterns of the market. So this article just came out from the National Association of Realtors. I will drop this down below. I think this serves as a really good opportunity for you to take nuggets out of this to create some really cool content. But let me share some highlights of this. Despite headwinds, existing home sales are up. What you'll see here is that residential sales in 2023 and 2024 were the lowest they had been in 30 years. Now, the Lawrence Yun said that in Tuesday's residential forecast, a range of factors played into that. Now, what we're looking at right now is that we're expecting an upturn in the second part of the year. He's forecasting a 6% increase in existing homes in 2025 and 11% increase in homes in 2026. So all the trends are going in a very, very positive direction. You can look at here at this report, and this is something that maybe you can use as a green screen to do a cool video on. So that goes a little bit further. Now it talks about Jeff, Ashley, and Stephanie's, area. And this is all about interest rates. It says here, where was it? Sorry. It says here that inflation was 2.5% or 2.3 in April and 2.0 explicit target weight. Sorry, this is not the point I wanted to share with you. I'm sorry. I'm going to move past this one. Homeownership is about building wealth. We obviously understand that at a very high level. It states here that in every state, as well as Puerto Rico, Yoon said that the median home prices have risen significantly over the past 5 years, increasing the gap between the median net worth of homeowners of that of renters. He estimates 45% gain in median net worth of owners starting in 2019. Renters' median net worth has increased by only 36% since 2019. And what you look at it here, this is glaring. We obviously know this, we understand this, but look at the net worth of owners versus renters. We understand the economics. We understand what the advantages of owning a home in the United States of America, but look at the net worth. Now, what this also equates to is this equals to stability, opportunities, diversification, and building wealth for not only your family now, but a legacy for years and years to come. The home that Otis bought for his family, that if it stays in the family is something that his son Reese can live in, something that his grandbabies can be able to go and visit him at. So you guys, there's so many opportunities, but we have to be able to look at the big picture. Now, you look at this, there's tons of different things here and reasons for the optimism. I love this. Despite economic risks, including an increase in the national sales debt since 2018, there are many reasons to be optimistic about the future direction of home sales. It says here that the US has added 7 million jobs since COVID, and a wage growth of the 3.8%, and is currently outpacing the consumer index of 2.3. Serious mortgage delinquencies remain historically low. And I want you guys to look at that, because remember where our industry was in 2008, 2009, 2010, right? And sometimes those conversations still come up because those are remnants of the fear that people had about our market and about their industry. Some of those people experience loss, or they know of people that experience loss. But right now, we are not experiencing that because there's more safe harbors for people right now than there has ever been when it comes to lending side. A recent increase in mortgage applications indicate that interest is strong. Based on the report you shared earlier, these messages totally align. So the point is, read about the industry. You guys have all the resources available to you. This is not to be just in the moment. I gotta read. I gotta spend time understanding the market. Now that I understand the market and understand the economics, now I can articulate to my consumers in a way that adds depth, adds really rich content and context to the situation. But if you're not spending the time reading about the industry, shame on you. Now, if you're out there showing homes, you're looking at your comps, you're in the pocket, then cool, you're probably learning about the market. But if you're not doing that, you're not studying, shame on you, because the consumers deserve for us to truly take a stance of we are the experts in our industry. Does that make sense, everybody? Give me some thumbs up, some love, some light, some positive energy. So you guys, I'm going to pause there. I'm obviously excited about where we are. We have seen a complete turn. Psychology of a consumer is different now. The consumers are seeing buyers are in a really good position. Buyers have more room to negotiate. Buyers are getting concessions. 44% of all the deals that have closed this year have had some form of buyer concessions. We're in a fucking great time to sell real estate. Great time. Consumer dialogue, or consumer behavior, consumer psychology, it's in a positive place right now. But if it was in a negative place, that's you got to be where we are. The reason why we have these conversations on Wednesdays, so you guys are fluid with your conversation, with your dialogue. So what I want to do now is I want to pause. We'll go around the room. We're going to get a couple key thoughts and takeaways from our people on the call today. So one key thought, one key takeaway. Nikki, you are up first. Give me a thought and give me a takeaway from our time together today. Nikki, you are up.
Okay.
Nikki going once. All right, let's roll.
Hey, Elias. Good morning, team. My takeaway from today's meeting, you said?
Yeah, one key takeaway, one key thought. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I definitely have not been consistent at looking at the market. I've just been looking at like San Francisco and not like nationally. So I think learning about not just my area, but the real estate, the market period is something I definitely need to know just to be more knowledgeable to inform my clients too. So that's something I'm definitely going to do. from this meeting. So that was very helpful. Thank you,
Nikki,
Elias. And nice.
sorry, I interrupted you. What was that?
Oh yeah, just nice meeting everyone. Everyone here has great energy. It's a lot of information, but I could see why like you guys are really successful. So I'm really excited.
Not you guys, it's us. You are us. That's right. That's right. You are us. All right, Nikki, I appreciate your contribution. I'm going to go up to H-Bomb. H-Bomb, rapid fire, key thought, key takeaway from our time together today. Let's roll.
Rapid fire. I actually had my hand up to tell you guys something that I do just to keep myself up on the market, so I know what to say to people when I'm talking to them, to be educated and prepare people for what's to be expected. Taking your statistics, putting them into ChatGPT and asking for a market update, and then asking it to what would be effective marketing to both buyers and sellers given these given this current market. And it will give you an entire list of different categories on how you can market and what to say to your sellers, to your buyers, given the current market. So you know what? Genius. And I love this. And what happens also when you do that, it's also going to list all the sources of where it pulled the information. So if you're looking for an article to read, well, it just sourced it all. It gave you a list of all of it. So now it makes it easy. It makes it easier for you to curate what you're going to read and how you're going to go down that rabbit hole. So really good suggestion. I love that, Heather. Thanks. All right, let's go. D. Bledsoe, what do you got for him?
Silver tsunami needs us. So we got to find a way to service and help them. But that phrase "silver tsunami" really stuck out. That's right. That's right. There's some cool articles. I posted a video sometime last year because I remember reading that article. I'll drop it again, but really good stuff, D. Bledsoe. Let's go over to Christina. I think you had your hand up earlier. Are you good, or did you have something you wanted to share? Okay, cool.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, thank you. You guys, we have a guest on the line today. She has no idea what she walked into. Va, you want to say a quick hello to everybody? I think she's there.
Oh, there you go. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Elias. Yes, I was just messaging. Wait, am I on too early?
Yeah, because you're for 30.
Yes, it is. But I figure, hey, I might as well sit in and listen since I, joined, and I'm so grateful that I did. And I kind of ditto everybody's comments about the energy. I'm thinking about doing a career change into real estate. And so I'm just really grateful to be here and just kind of hearing, some of your thoughts, insights, and updates. So thank you so much.
This is so crazy for me. So this is a complete blast from the past. It's got to be at least 10 years, 12 years. So Va and I, 12 years. Okay, check this out. We used to be admissions advisors at Heald College. Who remembers Heald College? 12 years ago. Yeah. And that's where I got my real estate license, on Bullard at London Properties in Fresno, and Va's here. So it's a complete blast from the past. So it's really, really cool. But before we head out, you guys, I saw me laughing. Before we head out, I got to share something with you because I felt it was super, super powerful. So stay with me. Do not log off now. Stay with me. Your greatest project is yourself, not your brand, not your business, not your bank account. It's you, the way you think, the way you respond, the way that you show up when no one is watching, the habits you build, the mindset you strengthen, the healing you choose to do even when it hurts. Everything you want starts with who you are becoming. So invest in yourself, study yourself, challenge yourself, build discipline, build character, build peace. The better you get, the better everything around you becomes. You're the foundation, you are the project, you are the masterpiece in progress. Stop putting everybody else before you. Stop putting all these things, business and all these things for you. You are not sacrificed in order for you to grow. You are the temple, you come first, so stop putting everybody else first and start to honor thyself. Guys, that's everything that I have for you today. I'm excited. I'm encouraged. I'm going to go and get on a flight and go do what I do in New Jersey. But you guys, it's always an honor to be with you guys. So please keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that matters. You don't have to leave, but you can't stay here. Va, just stay put and you and I will have our conversation. But flex up on them. Go do your thing. Love you guys. Peace.